I'm Ted Berg, and this is the Baseball Show presented by Caesars Atlantic City. The Yanks kick off a 4-game set in Tampa tonight, so calling in to help us scout the Rays is Roger Mooney, who covers the Rays for the Tampa Tribune. Roger, how's it going?
A little sleepy today, but otherwise not too bad.
Yeah, it was a late game, I understand, for the Rays and Red Sox last night, and the Rays' offense is really struggling.
Yes, they played 16 innings last night, and they didn't get a run. They got 3 hits and didn't get a run at the third base. That's kind of unbelievable. But if you follow this team all season, it really shouldn't surprise you too much. It's been a very streaky offense. The type of offense that really kind of has to generate its own runs. You know, they're not built around 3-run homers and things like that. So they got to get on base, move runners over, take extra bases, steal bases, things like that. And you know, the tough part, though, is the first part of getting on base. They've got a lot of guys in the lineup who just aren't hitting. They basically got 2 guys, Johnny Damon and Casey Kotchman, who are. B.J. Upton was kind of hot lately. You know, other than those 2 or 3, if you lump Upton in there, it's really you really don't know what you're going to get from anybody else on any night.
And Evan Longoria is a guy we're used to seeing match the ball. He really hasn't had such a great season.
No, it got off to a bad start the second game of the season. I think it was first at bat in the second game when he pulls an oblique and heads to the disabled list for a month. It comes back, and now he's got some sort of problem on the bottom of his left foot with a nerve that kind of comes and goes, and when it comes, it really affects him. So, you know, anytime a baseball player doesn't have, you know, if he's got foot or leg problems, it's really going to hamper his offense. And I still kind of think, even though he says no, I still kind of wonder if in the back of his mind, the oblique is still a concern. You know, he heard it swinging the bat. So when you do something like that, I think sometimes you may hold back a little bit there too. And
beyond that, there are some pretty big holes in the lineup.
Yeah, they're catching. They're not really getting much offense at all from their catchers. Shortstop Reed Brignac was, they traded Jason Bartlett because they felt Reed Brignac is ready, and he's hitting under 200. And Elliot Johnson has filled in there, and Sean Rodriguez at times, but neither one of them is bringing any kind of offense that would make you want to stand up and notice.
But with the Rays still in the mix in terms of the playoffs, do you think they'll go out and add a bat at the trade deadline?
Well, I would say no, only because they've never really gone that way since Andrew Friedman's been in charge as the general manager. But, you know, you look at this offense, it's got so many holes. You know, if you get one hitter, I don't think it's really going to make a difference. You know, you'd be able to pitch around the guy, and, they need a lot more than one hitter, one hot bat to get this offense going. And I don't think they can do it at one trade deadline.
How about in the minors? Is there anyone down there who might be able to come up and help them out down the stretch?
No, not offensively. Desmond Jennings is, we all kind of thought he was the left fielder and waiting for Carl Crawford, and obviously that didn't work out. So now we kind of leaning toward him possibly being the center fielder and waiting if they would have moved B.J. Upton. But they don't want to bring up Desmond Jennings unless there's a full-time position for him. They don't want him to come up and be a part-time player. So until something moves in the outfield, we're not going to see him. And really, there's nobody else down at AAA that, who could play a position that the Rays would need someone to play, and then also add his bat to the lineup.
So they're going to have to rely on pitching to make a run this season. And today's pitcher is someone the Yankees haven't seen yet. Tell me about Cobb. What have you seen out of him? I know it's just a few starts this year.
Well, yeah, he's had 5 starts. He hasn't lost any. His first start, I think they handed him a 5-run lead, and he gave it right back to the Angels. They figured out he was tipping his pitches because the Angels just hit everything he threw after that. But he settled down. They kind of compare him a little bit to Jeremy Hellicksen in that kind of the same mound presence. They don't get very rattled. Guys who don't really say a whole lot. But the thing with him is they really need him to go deep in the game tonight because the bullpen had to pick up 8 innings last night, and so there's some tired arms out there, and it's going to kind of be interesting because you're bringing this guy up to face a Yankee lineup that can, you know what the Yankee lineup can do, and this guy's a rookie pitcher, and although he's been able to handle the pressure and the spotlight of being in the major leagues, it's still going to be a little different, facing Teixeira and Cano and those guys.
And with Hellicksen going tomorrow, I mean, have you seen anything in terms of his growth this season to suggest, he's ready to make good on that huge prospect status he had coming into the season?
Well, he's right now, 8-7. He's, at one point, he was about, if he'd finished off a game in Baltimore, actually, a lot longer ago than you would think, he would have been the leading the American League in wins. I think he would have had 9, and he hasn't done anything since then in terms of actually winning a game. But he's not pitched too bad, and some of the things that have bothered him is, a lack of offense. So he's not protecting the lead or anything, and then, which kind of happens with young pitchers, he makes the one mistake with a couple of guys on base, and it turns out to kill him. The fact that there's no offensive support, he just can't make any mistakes, and that's kind of a lot to ask for a rookie pitcher. But he's, he hasn't been as lights out as he was last year. You would think the league would kind of catch up to him a little bit, seeing teams a second time through and things like that. But he's still a pretty good pitcher, and I think he's gonna be pretty good over his career. And
Wednesday and Thursday starters Price and Shields. Obviously, Yankee fans have seen plenty of them. Roger, thanks so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Be sure to talk to other fans about the Yanks-Rays series at nyyfans.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.